And also another game that Lono was very excited about was Mouse PI, right? But it doesn't seem like he was getting too good of a Metacritics. And I just want you guys to see, right? Because we sat through Crimson Desert and he was going off on people, telling people that the game got what it deserved and everything. Look at how upset he was over Mouse PI, right? And don't get me wrong, I do think Mouse PI is a good game, but it's so funny how much he cares about fucking reviews.
Fused together, and no trench coat can hide the stinky and moldy cheese. I don't understand. Like it's like a $30. It's like a $30 indie game. And
corporate simp, Defense Force. Look at this corporate simp. Look at this bootlicker, Defense Force.
Talking about it like you expected some amazing story.
It's almost like the people who fucking review these games don't know what the fuck they're talking about. All right, but when it was Crimson Desert, you stood behind them 10 toes.
What the frick? To yank
what the frick?
Down that fast. Giant Bomb. I don't know who Region Free is. What's Giant Bomb saying?
Yeah, what's Giant Bomb saying, right? This guy is just so fucking stupid. Like, I'm telling you, just straight up a tourist, right? Imagine going off of Metacritic in the big 2026, right? I mean, it's crazy, right?
Oh, this is the problem. They gave it 3 out of 5 stars, so they might actually give it a good review.
Who cares, Lono?
This is the 3-star rating striking again. We already had this happen today.
Oh, striking again.
There are some frustrating gameplay decisions here. Mandatory enemy... Excuse me. Mandatory enemy...
IGN didn't get their check in the mail.
Clearing gates progression with no clear indication of where stragglers are hiding. What the frick are you talking about? It's literally like Doom. You have to clear the room before you can advance.
I almost spit out the Frickmas roast, goddamn. He said, what the frick are you talking about? Oh, buddy, he is seething.
Like, listen, man.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to take an issue with. I never once was like, where's the last guy? The rooms aren't very big.
No, right? This is Metacritic, right? These guys, they have their own lives. Wasn't he literally defending? Didn't we see this guy for hours on hours defend journalists shitting on Crimson Desert? Now he's getting butthurt because they're shitting on Mouse PI.
These are noisy and easy to see. Like, this is how they stand out against the backdrop. Doors slam shut behind you and never reopen. Locking off missed secrets and side content. Okay, this is a fair criticism. It is. I think that's a fair criticism.
Yeah. The logician approves of this criticism.
I wasn't a fan of that either. Like, hey, I want to go back. Doom 2016 did this a lot. Like, you couldn't go backwards and you're like, well, I missed something. The inability to replay missions to recover those missed goodies is particular grading. Okay, those are fair criticisms. I don't know if that should pull the score down that much. But the, like, mandatory enemy clearing, yeah, that's the kind of game.
This guy is literally sitting here auditing this dude's review. But when people come in and challenge his opinions on games that he hasn't even fucking played, he gets butthurt. I mean, I'm just...
It's a boomer shooter, bro. You clear the room before you can advance. It's not all spoiled milk, though. Some set pieces are genuinely inspired, and the variety of locations deserves credit. I spent time on a Hollywood film lot, haunted house, and opera theater, and a handful of fitting aerial and nautical levels. Mouse PI for Hire shows a deep love for animation of the era, but the gameplay and script lack the same level of care. A Gouda attempt, but nothing blew me away. I feel like people are reviewing this in a really, really unfair way. It's not meant to... I feel like they're taking it too serious. It's a $30...
Oh, but where was this with Crimson Desert?
Black and white, old-timey boomer shooter. Like, what the frick are you doing talking...
Yeah, what the frick are you doing?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, you should quit running with Metacritic. This is why most people don't take it seriously, Lono.
These guys gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. Terrific animations, vivid art style, impeccable soundtrack, constant modern pop culture references that feel out of place. Story is a mess and the detective board is pointless. Lots of padding and limited enemy variety, riddled with bugs and technical oddities. I mean, I'm not seeing anybody else saying that.
They were saying the same shit with Crimson Desert, right? Saying it was riddled with bugs, and people will come in and tell him, hey, I'm playing it. I haven't ran into any game-breaking bugs, and he flipped his fucking shit, right? Now, review auditing is crazy. I mean, dude, this is the tourist final boss right here. I mean, this guy's insane.
I don't know, but... Okay. This
Yeah,
is just
suffer,
such an
Lono.
unfortunate reality when you have so few scores.
Oh.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? These guys are on pace to be up in the upper 80s, and you get two outlets that can come in, well, 3, and you just pull the whole edifice down.
Yeah, it's almost like this is why nobody takes this shit seriously.
IGN Giant Bomb and region free. That's just so
And from what I've played with Mouse PI, I've only played it for like 45 minutes. It's fun as fuck.
disappointing, especially because to me, it's not that their criticisms are not valid. It's like, yeah, there are some of those issues. It sounds like their criticisms are like they're lowering the score so much. It's like it doesn't feel like you're judging the game as the kind of game that it was. It's a very fun black and white old-timey boomer shooter. Like, I don't know. I really think I just want to keep pointing to this. I'm going to do the same thing with Replaced. Okay?
And look at this. He's defending Replace right here, by the way.
I want you to look at how many people gave it positive and how many people gave it mixed to pull the score down. Like, you know what I mean? There's a little bit of a sense of injustice here in how this works.
Injustice. All I can say is, where was this with Crimson Desert?
You know? Did it go back up to 80? Okay, it went back.
Yeah, he doesn't treat other games like this. That's what I'm saying. It's funny, and he loves to hide behind Metacritic. That's why he wants it to be good.
Up to 80.
Because he loves to appeal to authority until it doesn't agree with his opinion. Exactly. Shout out to Alt Lockett.
I'm really bummed. I was really cheering for both.
Right, and shout out to Bashy the Washy. As what Justin said, Siggy, cry me a river, Lono. Yeah, cry me a river, for real, man. Shout out to Bashy the Washy.
To be like little scrappy, like, you know, knock 'em dead games, and I feel like outlets are being, I don't know, with this one in particular with Replaced, I think both of these are like the 3 out of 5 stars debacle. No, the one gave it a 60, I'm sorry. And then here we have the 3 out of 5 stars debacle as well as IGN.
Who looks at fucking Metacritic like this? Like, this is just pathetic.
I just think, like, really unfairly pulling the score down. I'm bummed.
Yeah, it's not fair.
I don't agree that the criticisms warrant
It's not fair.
the score. Now, there's only 5 on PS5. Let's see what's going on over here.
Yeah.
4 to... You sound like a PS5 cheerleader.
Yeah, let's see what's going on over on PlayStation.
1. Let's go see what the 1 is. Comic book. I don't go to their site because it triggers a copyright thing on my capture card.
Okay, right. Imagine a Metacritic score bumming you out. That's what I'm saying. And mind you, when people were disagreeing with the Metacritic score before from the previous days, he was calling them Sims. Saying that they were corporate bootlickers and everything, right? Okay. So now that Replace has come out and everything, we have a Lono therapy cope session. It seems like he got filtered in the game, right? Seems like he got filtered and replaced, right? And he's going to sit here and he's going to seethe about it, right? Let me pull it up right now. Lono has been filtered yet again.
Impressions of
Replace is easy as fuck. I know. That's why. Just listen to you hear this.
Replaced, and this is one of the worst times for me to say that I was wrong about something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you're wrong all the time.
Well, I was wrong about Replaced, and sadly, by a lot. The trailers were so convincing. The art style and the overall vibe is a 10 out of 10. I can say after 2.5 hours with the game, it
Oh, wow, only 2.5 hours.
nails so many aspects. Little touches with the menu and bringing up your little Walkman thing and the music and the lighting, okay?
Yeah, it's just when it comes to actually playing the game is where you get the disconnect, right?
But the problem is, that's really where the excitement and the quality ends. The opening of the
quality.
game is probably the most painfully slow thing that I have ever played.
Now, I will be fair. The opening of the game is slow, right? I did play some of it on the stream, right? But the game opens up, right? Pause. And plus, in that first little area, like, there's a lot of fun shit to do, right? Like, I did the shit with the little girl downstairs where you have to beat the high score to get the binoculars and everything. Like, the game is fun to me, all right? But I like those types of games.
Large stretches of gameplay where you simply hold forward, and then large stretches of just walking around town to have extremely unnecessary and unskippable monologues.
Oh, but you love that when it's PlayStation. but usually that's McQuality when PlayStation does it.
From every NPC that you meet. The lack of voice acting really does hurt the game here. You spend significant amount of time just listening to like the typewriter sounds as text.
I mean, it's like a side-scroller game
Up on the screen for somebody telling you about what they need you to do or what they need help with. Now, some dialogue is skippable, but huge portions simply were not. Everything just feels very overindulgent and long for the sake of being long. If you would cut the opener of this
from the PlayStation fanboy, by the way. The PlayStation fanboy complaining about a slow game. LOL, sure, exactly. Brother, he got filtered by the combat.
Game in half, it would still...
Because to be fair, there is a lot of like talking and like small quests and everything like that. But, you know, I enjoyed that shit, to be honest with you. But once you get to the combat, especially like in the later chapters, buddy, they turn that shit up. Right? When you got like the armor and whatnot and the parries and people shooting at you, buddy, they got Reforged the fuck up out of there.
Take almost an entire hour or more to get to actual gameplay where you feel like the game opens up. When I hit the 2.5 hour mark, I was finally quote unquote in the game. And that's when the platforming and the combat really showed.
You see, and that's when it was supposed to pull you in. That's when you were supposed to get good. Right? Because they have like the platforming where you have to like click, right? I played on mouse and keyboard. We had to click to get on the wall and everything. That's when you're supposed to get good, right? That's when it gets good, right? But that's when Lono got filtered. Right? Yeah, it gets better over time, for sure.
Itself to be just not good. The demo felt great because it was just a few basic fights and it was more of a mood. It was more of a vibe. Like that's what it was. You sound like you are a male feminist.
You sound like a feminist, Malono.
Selling me on. And I think...
Yeah, we're talking about replace.
Those things are still fine. The earlier parts where you're doing some basic, like moving a box, climbing, hiding from lights, getting in a fight with 3 or
when it was easy.
4 guys... All that sounds perfectly fine, and it actually plays perfectly fine. But the
easy. Well, of course they weren't going to filter you in the demo. They wanted you to buy the game.
The further you get, the worse it gets. The platforming can be super unclear. It also doesn't respond well. There'll be times where you have to like hold left or hold right in order for him to reach out in order to make a jump, and he just won't do it sometimes. And so you're
no. You're just getting filtered by the game. It's just a skill issue, Lono.
Not sure if you're doing something wrong. You're not.
You're doing something wrong. 9 times out of 10, we've documented a lot of your gameplay, Lono. 9 times out of 10, you are doing something wrong. And like DSP, you will always blame it on the game instead of just getting good at it.
Or if you're going the wrong direction. Oftentimes, I was doing the right thing, but the character would not respond correctly. So
nope, not happening.
Because Lono's never wrong. There was nothing he could do. No accountability, right? So now he was doing the right thing in the game, right? So when Lono was playing this game, he was inputting the buttons correctly, but it just wasn't registering correctly. Shut up, Lono, right? You just got filtered. Just accept it.
I was doing the right thing, but the character would not respond correctly, so I'd say...
Yes, Cake Man. It's like when he couldn't pick up the chainsaw. Precisely.
I can guess myself. He would also just randomly stop climbing ladders, like all by himself. And I thought, wait, am I being blocked? Am I being stopped by something? It was difficult to know. Then, if you go beyond that... and
spoken like a true DSP, bro. This is literally DSP, you guys.
Into some of the situations where you're trying to not be seen, the controls don't feel great, so you end up making mistakes that don't even feel like they're your fault. I would have my character, like, drift a teeny bit higher on the ladder than he's supposed to. He'd get seen, and I'd have to do the sequence over again. It can also
I know. That is...
what you're supposed to grab.
My bad. Yes, I know. That is literally word for word what DSP says, 1,000%.
See what you're supposed to grab. There were times where I couldn't tell if it was a ladder or a pipe, and I didn't know. So I just jumped, and it turned out I was right, which doesn't feel great. It feels like you're kind of stabbing in the dark. Then the combat...
there wasn't enough yellow paint. It wasn't enough cutscenes, animations, QTE. It wasn't enough.
It becomes clear that you just don't have a lot of agency or choice. Much of the combat is just waiting for a parry or a dodge, especially when the heavy attack comes into play. There are armored enemies that must be heavy attacked in order to remove their...
and they probably whooped your ass. They probably papped you up. They got you the fuck up out of there.
Multiple times I got stuck into a loop where I would go to do my heavy attack. Halfway through my animation, the enemy would respond by attacking me. Well, now there's nothing I can do. I'm like stuck in the animation. So it turned the fight into
Literally DSP. There was nothing I could do. Like, buddy, it sounds like you're getting filtered.
Massive sort of passive standoff. You just wait for them to swing, then you dodge, then you heavy attack. After all,
well, if it's parryable, you parry it.
Almost 2 hours, it was walk here, talk to this person, walk here, talk to this person, and then I started to feel like the game was a glorified point-and-click game.
Oh, wow, right? I mean, brother, it's a side-scroller, right? Has he never played a side-scroller game before?
Like, I'm in a play, and I have very little agency or choice. The platforming and the fighting is basically scripted. Hit your mark, wait, parry, attack. Hit your mark, wait, dodge, heavy attack to disarm or to take their armor away.
Yes, get good.
I'm immensely disappointed with how this game turned out. The trailers looked intense. It looked like it was going to be more action-focused. I'm convinced, and I've said many times, that I was convinced would be the indie darling of the year, and that is clearly not happening.
Yeah.
The review.
Yeah, because of Metacritic. Now he's about to hide behind Metacritic. But remind you guys, I was just showing you the previous day he was sitting here getting upset that the score was getting brought down and everything.
The score on Metacritic is landing around like a...
So, no, he never played anything besides getting carried at Destiny 2. I heard. That's what everybody tells me. Anybody who comments about, like, the old shit, they're like, he was ass when he played Destiny as well.
79. And I was disappointed when I saw that. I thought, man, just a couple of scores really pulled it down. I actually feel like that's a pretty accurate score.
Oh!
It's faring a little bit better on Steam.
Oh! And this is why I wanted to show you guys. So you were sitting here coping and seething about Mouse PI, right? And he also was coping about Replaced. And you were upset. You were like, what's going on with my Metacritic? But now that you've gotten filtered, probably like the rest of the journalists who were talking shit about the game, now you're like, oh yeah, it makes sense. I see what they were talking about.
If you go to Steam DB, it's a little confusing. It's like landing in the low to mid 80s.
Why do you need to go to Steam? Right? He probably played the game on Steam.
But yesterday it started out strong. It also doesn't have a ton of scores, which to me, I'm not sure if people are really false starting on that long opening. The opening is literally about 2 hours, which is roughly the amount of time it takes before somebody can refund it. If they get really...
I'm not going to lie. I will admit, it is somewhat of a long opening, but I feel like that's just storytelling and everything. They want you to really, take in the environment and everything. And that's what he was glazing about the game, the atmosphere, right? But when the combat's there, they don't play. Right? They don't play.
Bored during that open, they might just decide, this isn't the game that I thought it was going to be, and they just uninstall, refund, and then their review will not be tabulated in the total. The few hundred reviews are...
Look at him already doing the calculations and audits on the reviews and everything. This is why he's a tourist. Whenever he speaks about any game, just know that Metacritic's going to get brought up. He's going to go to Steam reviews. This is just who he is.
On stream...
this is his gaming coverage, by the way.
On Steam, are trending positive, but with a week where games like Mouse PI and Pragmata are also released, Hades 2 is also now available on Xbox and PlayStation.
Oh, wow, yeah. He decided to jump on the hate train after glazing it. It's a good game. I'm enjoying it. Currently in Chapter 8. I think I'm like in Chapter 3 or 4. I went to like the little the termite layer or whatever, right? Where you're climbing across the pole or whatever the shit, and that shit breaks down or whatever. I'll pause, right? I know I said some shit right there, but you guys get what I mean. I'm enjoying it for what it is, right? But there's a lot of good games out right now.
Can't see allotting a lot of time for this, and this was one of my most anticipated games of this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you got filtered and you gave up instead of getting good, right? The same old, same old. To be fair, at least you did it 2.5 hours in, and we'll take your word for 2.5 hours. At least you made it 2.5 hours in. Usually you only play it for 1 hour and you're done with it.
I'll wait and see if maybe by the time it comes to PlayStation, if at all, maybe they'll have a lot of these things addressed and fixed. Because as it stands right now, the platforming and the combat just don't feel good. And in a game like this...
I think that's the best part of the shit.
That has to be a selling point. Right now, it's a lot of style with not a lot of substance. It's got poor gameplay. And there is substance. I mean...
I like the gameplay, especially like the parry with the guys with the shields where you run up the shield and everything. Like the game has, the game's got style, man. I enjoy it, right? I think it's fun.
There's tons of people to talk to, and it really sets a very cool tone and a very cool vibe. It's just...
Yeah, and you usually glaze that type of stuff in PlayStation games. You usually call it McQuality.
Very self-indulgent and very slow. And by the time you are actually...
From the PlayStation fanboy.
In the game and able to do anything, it just doesn't feel that great to do any of the stuff. It feels like a lot of the times you're failing because the control...
No, he said it. No, a lot of the times you're failing. You're getting filtered by the game.
Feel that great to do any of the stuff. It feels like a lot of the times you're failing because the controls or the game itself isn't running all that well. It feels
no, because of you. He does this every time, just like DSP. Because of you. Don't you say it's because of the game. It's literally RE9 all over again with the chainsaw. He's lucky he didn't play this shit on stream. We all would have seen him get cooked. No, it's because of you, Lono.
As if it's not responding, I'm sort of waiting for the game to do the thing that I already know I need to do. It just he's like, it's like he's hesitant to reach out or to climb and stuff. It's very awkward feeling. I'm glad.
No, you're just awkward with it.
People are enjoying it. I'm not going to try and convince anybody to not get it. I'm just giving you my thoughts on it. It's scoring decently well in the mid to low 80s on Steam. And that could be, again, as I said, due to refunds getting removed because that tutorial and the opening alone is roughly 2 hours. So, listen, if people are sticking with this game and then they are finding it to be enjoyable, more power to them. I had a pretty miserable and boring time with it.
Yeah, it sounds like you got filtered out of your socks, Lono.
Edges of platforming and combat just made me put this one down very quickly, which makes me sad because I was cheering for this game. I really, really thought it was going to be the indie media darling this year. With big titles like Mugenics and Slay the Spire 2, even Mouse PI is trending better and scoring better from the review outlets.
Yeah, even Mouse PI is trending better and scoring better. He's always just going to hide behind Metacritic reviews. This is just pathetic.
I don't think this one's going to really get a
this is the problem with Lono. He always wants to give his thoughts, but he sucks at games, so his thoughts are worthless. Yeah, and then he hides under other people's opinions on the game to pack up his dog shit takes.
A lot of attention from the Game Awards, which I am bummed about. I'm sad to even be saying what I'm saying. Thankfully, the year is full of so many great titles that I can just divert my attention to other things. I played Hades for, about 2.5 hours yesterday and had a much better time. So, guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome into the show. Thank you for already 100 likes, about a 15-minute show open. I did play the demo, but the demo was very, very stripped down. You also had the gun. So in the earliest fights that are very basic, I had the gun, and it made those early fights just feel really, really good. It's like 3 or 4 dudes, nothing major.
Yeah, it's a demo. They didn't want to filter you just yet. They wanted you to buy the game.
Platforming was also very, very basic in the demo. When you get into the more complex sequences of platforming, it's just very frustrating. He doesn't respond. He doesn't do what you want him to
I have not seen his pragmatic gameplay, no.
do. He gets stuck, and then you end up getting seen, or you die, or you're like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. So you're like guess jumping and like, I don't know, missing because there's nothing there. You know what I mean? So
no, you're getting filtered in the platforming.
I don't know. The demo sold me on this. I was singing its praises. I was on Twitter. I was like, oh my gosh, this game's going to be so amazing. And it's just not. You lost your red badge. You love that one?
Yeah, and then you just got filtered, right? But he even said, while he was talking about it, he was like, we'll see when it goes over to, what's it called? He says, we'll see when it comes over to PlayStation if they can fix everything. So